Hello guys, what's up? Yeah, the guy is finally here. The boy, the myth, the legend, the one who will, explode on contact. Yeah, and this is Heero Yuy. The reason why I start here in the mission here is because again, his ability is kind of confusing. Just to make sure we are not having a wrong, you know, understanding on his ability. Yeah, I kind of have to test him on the stage, and the stage that I'm, yeah, kind of testing him right here, right now, like so. Yeah, first of all, yes, he has a chance step, so he actually has two chance step, as you see here. Yep, the guy's like there, here, and finally, yeah, two, no, three chance steps. So he has, yeah, two chance steps, so he can attack three times, right? And this works really well with the passive of course, his signature Gundam, the Wing Gundam, because the Wing Gundam gonna have and keep on increasing attack as long as it deals damage condition. So Heero Yuy himself, I actually made it into SP100. So it might actually kind of, not fair, but let's get back to the main menu for now, just to get a little bit more insight about the guy. What is he? It's here. Okay, as you can see here, at SP100, the guy actually has a pretty high range attack power. And that is higher than even the URs like Kira Yamato, higher than Shiro Amada, higher than I think it's higher than King Kid. No, King Kid is not really. Yeah, King Kid is balanced, like, so it's higher than even UR. Char is melee, so it's higher than Kira and also Shiro Amada. Okay, but however, this is before any buff included, because there is a new buff. I don't have Shiro, I don't have Kira, so I don't know what the buff they kind of get. But even then, if we take for example, Shiro Amada range is 736. Let's go here. Let's go with the. Is it here? Yeah. So here, you can see Shiro Amada is like 76. So if we add 5% to that, it's around 37. Like around 37. So that's gonna make him around 773, which again, if we compare it to Heero, it's a bit lower than Heero. So yeah, but of course the UR pilot has these abilities, like the increase the damage by 15%. Heero only have 10%, right? And EX capability is always 15%, and SSR is always 10%. As for the case of Kira Yamato, if we get another 5% here, it's going to be around 76, 37. Same 37, 7, so going to put him around 771. But again, of course, UR Pilot has all these, addition. Like here, Kira has 20% increased damage attack of the bat, right? Without any limitation. And again, with up, another 15%. So in terms of stats, it might seem that characters like Heero, kind of higher than the UR, but again, the bonus UR the pilot has is of course always higher. So let's go with his full stat. Okay, here's like it's kind of like, I don't know what they're trying to do with the passive actually. Why they have the fifth one has to be melee. If his range is gonna be great on him, it's gonna make him around 800 at least. Yeah, I'm gonna put him on 833, but they have to give it to a melee, right? So you can see here, it's like his defense reaction and awaken is kind of mediocre. Melee is higher because of this, but then the base is actually, his base melee is actually pretty high with 550 something. Not bad for the next 300. Okay, for the next SSR. And then for his ability, again, we have tested. This is actually he has two chance step, right? Not I have to say, this kind of wording is often confusing. If you see it's like in support, for example, like let's say we have Suleta here, right? Suleta is +1 here, another +1 here, right? So they split it like that, right? For support it's always like that. For Solis Amaris, you see that, like this one, Solis Amaris, yeah, it's same like Heero, it's like only need this, right? They don't need another ability. Because chance tap is an innate ability. So that's a little bit of a confusing, problematic. I have to say, it's really problematic. For example, here like Musa, I also have a +1 tag condition. So yeah, this is the most problematic wording. Because this might actually make you think that some of this unit have make up. Oh yeah, this unit has 2 support. No, this unit has only 1 support. Right? Careful with that. We have tested, so it's only that kind of wording only works with the attacker, because chance tap is every unit has it, right? So it's an innate. Support and block is not an innate. Okay. And then next we have again increase range by 15%, which is wait, 15%. That's pretty high, isn't it? That's a 15% here. Oh yeah, so it's basically standard for any SSR, and then I mean SSR to have focus on something. And then the affinity of the Operation Meteor. Okay, Operation Meteor only is actually a faction tag, so you have to be careful with Operation Meteor. Okay, his ability doesn't work on Wing Zero. Hey, wait, it works on Wing Zero. Never mind. Apparently, Wing Zero is Operation Meteor. So yeah, it's a tag. Like, it's a good tag. So yeah, so he can actually go with Wing Zero. And the thing about Kira is a lot of attackers have their first ability that, yeah, if you ride on certain attack unit, it's gonna have increase, right? Something like that. So like this, increase on damage dealt by 15%. No, it doesn't have that actually. This is increase on damage dealt. No, not this guy. We need to check on someone else, right? Increase on damage. Yeah. So the problem with Heero here is actually that he doesn't have increased damage dealt unless he go with the Operation Meteor. So he lacks that 15% that a lot of these other units have. For example, Solis Amaris, right? Here she has the innate 15%, right? So that's a little bit of problematic. I do think so. For example, like in Solis, if we see in Solis, for example, she has like only 742, but in the end, the damage could actually be higher. Again, because of Heero only have doesn't have the 15% damage bonus, right? But can you see here? But here see it doesn't have a tag, like faction tag. But unlike this one, for example, like Rezin has a faction tag. So Rezin basically has if we go with the faction, gonna have 25% increased damage. And for example, if we go to check on the upgrade, it's like even though it's lower, but the damage dealt might be higher. But then again, Heero is a 2 chance tap character. It would be more makes sense to actually compare him to a 2 chance tap character like Zadil. Like Zadil, he doesn't have the faction tag, but he has the increased damage, right? So yeah, comparing this is a bit more tricky than you have to, we don't compare UR. UR has always addition, like, so we compare this fellow SSR, right? So if we see that fellow SSR that do have 2 chance tap, they usually don't have, they have innate increased damage, but they do not have the innate faction tag, right? For to increase damage. So Heero has faction tag, but he doesn't have innate increased damage. So that might be a little bit a trouble for him, but might be actually be the boon for him, to be honest. But I don't really see why they have to do it. This, if they increase reaction, will be much better. I would say reaction is much better than melee. Although I know that Heero does do melee once in a while, and he's not bad at melee, to be honest, but still, for the game purpose, it would be nice to have this one as a reaction, because the guy is a very good reaction in the anime, or maybe increase, attack, just range, right? So, Energy's ability increase 15% range boost. That this is insanely good for him. And the other one's like, he has a sway. Of course, he has sway, like, it's not like he just take things head on in the anime. It's like yeah, there's definitely he has a sway, like like, no, of course not, he shouldn't have a sway, seriously. That makes sense with the likes of who you call it? I mean, duo, like, but doesn't really make sense with Heero again. So yeah, as for the stats wise, just pure stats wise, he's very good. But however, you have to factor in the damage. So as much as I would say with a bombastic title like, oh my god, Heero is so great, yeah, he's good, but is he great? That is up to a question. For example, like things like Musha has innate 15% increase, like, so yeah, things like that kind of hold him back. It has a, like, at least Heero has like 5% less damage, right? 5% less damage. See, you see here 790 for Musha Gundam, like, and here's like kind of like 5% less damage than that. So that's a bit of a shame. I do actually expect him to have at least 5, another 5%. So in terms of using the wing, either Wing Zero or Wing Gundam, I mean basically he has to use either of this. But wait, Mobile Suit Gundam, yeah. Sorry, not Mobile Suit Gundam. He has to go with Operation Meteor. You can actually go with Mobile Suit Gundam Wing and go with this unit, especially if you want to. But if you want more damage, you have to go with Operation Meteor. So if you want to at least utilize his double move, the best one you should go with either Aquarius, Vayat, Geminas, and also the Wing Gundam and Wing Zero. Wing Zero is not a bad option, but again, it's a support. It lacks the power, like compared to the Wing Velka. Wing Velka is like very, it hits really hard actually. Not as hard as some because of its ability, weapon capabilities, but the base pure power it brings, it actually is pretty insane. You don't actually go with Ultron because Ultron's like a melee. All of Ultron is melee. Oh, this one is range, but let's see on maximum. Ultrons only have 3/6 here, so it doesn't really matter with the Dragon Fang Fire. You always go to the other one. Basically, that side is a bad option, as well as Epion because they are both melee. Vayat is an okay option. Mercury is interesting. Mercury is not that great. No, sorry, Vayat is not that great. Shenlong is not that great. So this is not really great. So personally, I would go with the Operation Meteor for him. So you can see here like at least he could go with only Wing and also Wing Zero. But I will go with Wing. It's really designed for Wing. So that's a bit it's a bit of a little limitation for him. He has to go with Wing. But fortunately, Wings has a very nice tag. So yeah, that's that. So right. So my verdict, he's good. Is he great? Almost. I would say almost. If this is sorry, if this is range, it's great. He's gonna be great. Unfortunately, it's not. Right? This is just like, melee. So that's just such a shame, man. He could have like 830 range start, and that's gonna be great, right? Because his limitation on this one, the 15%. No, sorry, the 10% instead of 15% is gonna be way lower, and that's gonna make him pretty. It just like a the drawback. He can counter the drawback with more range. Of course, he can increase his range attack status, but still, I do think he's almost great, almost there. Same like his Gundam, same like Wing. Wing is like almost great, almost there, but it has one problem. And Heero also has just one problem. It's 10% instead of 15%. And personally, I would prefer him, instead of having affinity, just go with increased damage dealt. Again, Heero has been, known for riding a lot of units. So it doesn't, lore-wise, it doesn't really make sense to actually just bound him to one unit. Okay, so that's all for me. Let me know what you think in the comment below. Is he good enough for your expectation, or is he underwhelming? I just expect him to be a little bit more higher, just a little bit, man. Seriously, just just range the 5% range. If he got the 5% range, it would be awesome. Yeah, so that's all for me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.